All right, welcome to another deep dive. Today we're tackling something a bit different, I guess you could say, and pretty powerful. That's the book of Nahum from the Old Testament. You sent in some notes on this one, wanting to really wrap your head around it. And I got to say, even for someone who, isn't exactly a biblical scholar, this book really grabbed me. It's a quick read, but trust me, there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
It's fascinating. Nahum, this book, is what we call a prophetic book. So that means it's writings from a prophet delivering a message.
Okay.
And in this case, the prophet is Nahum. And he's giving us this prophecy against the Assyrian Empire and specifically their capital city, Nineveh. And, that message is, to say the least, intense.
You're telling me, yeah, you wanted to understand the tone of this book. And I got to say, it's unlike anything I've really come across.
It's powerful.
Nahum is, well, he's angry. And he is not holding back. It's like this raw emotion that just jumps off the page.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so interesting.
Right.
Why is he so angry?
Right.
To get that, we need some historical context. The Assyrian Empire, especially back in the 8th, 7th centuries BC, they were notorious for their brutality. They were known for military conquests, but also the cruelty they inflicted on the people they conquered. Think of them as like one of the major superpowers of their time, but with this reputation for just being ruthless, oppressive.
Yeah, not exactly the friendly neighbors.
No, not at all.
So this is where Nahum's prophecy comes in, right? He's basically saying, Nineveh, you're going down. And he does not hold back in describing just how devastating it's going to be.
No, he
paints a
they
picture.
are overthrown like a whirlwind, chariots crashing in the streets, lions tearing apart their prey. I mean, it's intense.
It is. And that brings us to another key point here. The imagery
that Nahum uses. He doesn't just say Nineveh will fall. He paints this picture of utter destruction. So one question we could ask is why use such graphic language? What effect does that have?
Well, it definitely makes it memorable, but I'm guessing there's got to be more to it than that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He's using what we call literary devices. These are techniques in writing to really heighten that emotional impact. For example, the chaotic imagery that he uses actually kind of mirrors the chaos and the violence that the Assyrians inflicted on others. It's like he's saying, you reap what you sow. Which brings us to this idea of poetic justice, something you wanted to look into.
Yeah, I was really intrigued by that. So how does poetic justice play out in Nahum?
Well, the idea is that wrongdoing will be punished, that actions have consequences.
Okay.
And in Nahum, this is front and center. Nineveh's violence, their oppression, it's portrayed as the very reason for their upcoming destruction. It's not random. It's a direct result of their actions.
So it's not just about punishment. It's about accountability.
Yes.
Even the most powerful empires aren't exempt from consequences.
Right. And here's where it gets really interesting. We've been looking at this text, this powerful message, but this isn't just a story. The fall of Nineveh, as described by Nahum, actually happened historically.
Wait, really?
Yes, around 612 BC, a coalition of forces, including the Babylonians, the Medes, they conquered Nineveh. The city was sacked, destroyed, pretty much disappeared from history for centuries.
Wow.
And this historical event aligns remarkably well with Nahum's prophecy, which makes it even more intriguing.
That's amazing. So we've got this short, powerful book filled with raw emotion, these intense images, this message of accountability, and it all actually happened. It really makes you think, huh?
It does. It's the power of these ancient texts, They offer these insights into history, morality, the human condition, things that still resonate with us today.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Nahum, here's something to think about. Knowing that Nineveh actually fell, does that make Nahum's prophecy more powerful or less so? And how does this whole idea of poetic justice resonate with us today?
Those are excellent questions. A lot to consider there.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this journey. And we encourage you to explore Nahum for yourself. It's a short read, but I promise you won't soon forget it.